Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ay nasabihan na ako na lang po ang magsasalita na una. Okay po? Lumabas po kasi ang ating mga bisita. Ako naman po magre-report lang. Okay? Sige po. I was given this topic, the challenges in the measles elimination in the Philippines. And these are the objectives. Discuss the current situation measles and to present the challenges as well as the recommendations for the measles elimination in the Philippines. Well, this is my outline. Well, to tackle the timelines, the measles elimination, the conceptual framework, the definitions, the measles surveillance report, the recommendations of the Regional Verification Committee. Well, this is a very important slide that dates back to our undergraduate years or to our courses in vaccinology. This is the minimum vaccination coverage requested to stop infection transmission. For instance, for measles, the minimum vaccine coverage should be a good 92 to 95%. Actually, as far as the WHO is concerned, the immunization coverage should be 95%, no less. Measles 1 should be 95%, meaning to say, at 9 months, our birth cohort should receive the measles vaccine, and that birth cohort should be covered by 95%. And we know that measles 1 is not enough. So we have to have a measles 2. That's why it is a measles containing vaccine number 2. And it is in the form of MR or MMR. Actually, even for the first, it is now as MR or MMR. Okay? Why? Because not only is our country going for measles elimination, but also for rubella or German measles elimination. After all, there is a vaccine that can hit both. So actually the world is going for both measles and German measles elimination. Well, this is to show you that in September 2012, it was again reaffirmed in the Western Pacific region the commitment to eliminate measles and rubella control. And in September of 2017, of course, this is the latest meeting in the regional vaccine elimination, regional verification commission for measles elimination in the Western Pacific region. And of course, our representative is no less than our esteemed scientist for Research Institute of Tropical Medicine, Dr. Rose Capelli. This is her picture, just in case. She's the one, and her latest meeting was in September. During the time, they discussed which countries would already attain the measles elimination status, and those who may be recalled. As for us, we're still far. But this is the conceptual framework for measles elimination, where we have definitions, like for instance, the absence of endemic transmission in a defined geographical area for a period of more than 12 months in the presence of a well-performing surveillance system. Case definitions, like for instance, what is a suspected cases must have field and laboratory investigations and classified according to method of confirmation, whether it is laboratory confirmed or epi-link type of case. And the origin of the infection, is it endemic or native to our country, or is it imported from other countries? And by the way, as far as that is concerned, again, our RITM is a measles certified laboratory by WHO. It's the reference center for our country. And of course, the essential criteria is that the interruption of transmission should at least be 3 years with high-quality surveillance, and that the genotype evidence of absence of endemic transmission. Well, and the surveillance of quality indicators, like for instance, the rate of reporting of discarded measles, non-rubella cases in the national level should be at least 2 cases per 100,000 population per year. And the proportion of suspected cases with adequate specimens for detecting acute measles or rubella infection collected and tested in a proficient laboratory like our RITM, and the target should be at least 80%. And again, the lines of evidence will be the epidemiology of measles, rubella, and the congenital rubella syndrome, immunity levels of multiple population cohorts, quality of surveillance systems, sustenance of the national immunization program, and the molecular epidemiology. Well, in terms of definition, for instance, measles or rubella eradication, he said that this is a worldwide interruption of measles or rubella virus transmission in the presence of a surveillance system that has been verified to be performing well. And of course, there's a note that the verification of measles elimination takes place after 36 months or 3 years of interrupted measles virus transmission. And also, the same goes with the rubella elimination. Well, in terms of the measles elimination, there should be the absence of endemic measles transmission in the country. And of course, the measles or rubella outbreak in an elimination setting can be just a single laboratory confirmed case. Just in case it has been already eliminated, just one is already considered an outbreak. Endemic measles or rubella virus transmission is, of course, as we already defined, suspected case of measles is a patient in whom a healthcare worker suspects measles or rubella infection, or a patient with fever and maculopapular rash. Of course, there is a definition for this in terms of, and for the laboratory confirmed measles case or rubella case. And epidemiologically linked, confirmed measles or rubella is one wherein a suspected case of measles or rubella that has been confirmed by a laboratory, but that was geographically and temporarily related with dates of rash onset occurring within 7 and 21 days for measles and 12 to 23 days for rubella. Suspected case of measles rubella, we already mentioned about that. Imported measles or rubella case is a case exposed outside the region or country during the 7 to 21 days for measles or 12 to 20 days for rubella prior to rash onset and supported by epidemiological or virological evidence or both. What are the essential criteria for elimination? 1. Absence of endemic transmission of measles for at least 3 years, high-quality surveillance, and of course the genotype evidence supporting interruption of endemic transmission. All 3 criteria are necessary for verification elimination at the regional level. So what are the surveillance indicators? So we have the timeliness of reporting. So meaning this goes with the quality of our surveillance. And in terms of timeliness, the proportion of surveillance units reporting to the national level should be on time, and that is, the target is at least 80%. Proportion of countries reporting to their WHO regional office should be on time as well, and this should be 100%. and proportion of regions reporting to WHO headquarters on time, 100%. Reporting rate of discarded non-measles, non-rubella cases, the target is at least 2 cases per 100,000 population per year. And in terms of representativeness of reporting, again, a good at least 80%. How about adequacy of investigation? The proportion of suspected measles and rubella cases that have had an adequate investigation initiated within 48 hours of notification. That's why, if we have a measles case with us, we have to notify and send our samples to our RITM so that this will be documented that we really have such a case. In terms of laboratory confirmation, the proportion of suspected cases with adequate specimens for detecting acute measles or rubella infection should, in a proficient laboratory, which is RITM, should be at least 80%. And viral detection should also be at least 80%. And the proportion of specimens received at the laboratory within 5 days should at least be 80%. And the proportion of results reported by the laboratory, that is, after having received it, RITM should give you as the result within 4 days of receiving the specimen, and it should be at least 80%. So the quality of surveillance is really high. So how do we fare with this? Well, this is just to show you the status of verification business elimination in WHO. Well, just to show you that we are bracketed in this, and this is the Philippines. And look, we haven't really completed our reporting. Well, just to show you the differences, although in 2016 the number confirmed, this is by laboratories 74, we have an increase for this year. And the source of infection is still endemic, is 20 in terms of 2016 and 23 for 2017. Not reported the source of infection in 53 and 100 for the 2017 data. And percent of cases with known source of infection, which it should be at least 80%, ours is just 28% and 18% for 2017. And this is the one that is this month. What is our immunization coverage? We mentioned already the requirement, no less than 95% for MCV1 and 95% as well for MCV2. And look at our achievement, 79% for MCV1 and 66% for MCV2. And you know what is the consequence of that? Meaning to say, there will always be, let's take for instance, 80% in MCV1. That means we're 15% away from target. And when we're away, there will always be that population at risk in our midst that will be susceptible. So that is the reason why, when a case is introduced to the population at risk, suddenly there is an outbreak. And that is our achievement. And that is this month. In 2007, when we have a very vigorous immunization, our measles case at the time were only about 100 for the whole population. Our immunization coverage, house-to-house span, 95%. Yung po supplemental immunization activity. But otherwise, it is in the 88% for MCV1 and MCV2. So again, why did we deteriorate? Again, that is a difficult answer. Because we experience it in our midst. In 13, we had the biggest with the Haiyan or the Yolanda. Suddenly we had a good 56,000 cases in our midst. Again, this is the surveillance for the whole region as of December 20, 2017. And just to, what the call this, to zero in on our country, so this is our grading sheet, our indicators, and look where we are. So we're still far in our surveillance. And the thing is, there is a measles outbreak, and this was predicted by the regional verification committee that there will be. Why? Because we're far from our target. When we told this to WHO, when we told this to our Department of Health, by the way, from the private sector, we have several members of PITSP that sit with the National Verification Committee of the Philippines. And I think this is the public-private mix in terms of the private sector, led by the Philippine Pediatric Society, with the PITSP as the technical arm in terms of infectious diseases. So several of us sit. And my colleagues are Dr. Jimmy Santos, Dr. Chet Gonzalez, who is our clinical epidemiologist in the team, Dr. May Montariano, yours truly, Dr. Didi Supaico as our allergologist immunologist, and Professor Sarol from the College of Public Health. And so we look into our data, and our assignment is to analyze the data and give the recommendations. And when we saw this, we said, hey, we might have an outbreak. And the response was, but we have our school-based immunization, giving measles, MR in grade 1 and grade 6. But again, with this experience of ours, then it meant that was not enough. And through the verification, regional verification committee said, it is still far. Your school-based immunization is still far from what is ideal. So you cannot rely on it. So we have to go back to the basics and really immunize MCV1 95% all throughout the country, MCV2 at 95% as well. And just to show you that this is the data that was sent to us by one of our immunization champions in the Philippines, Dr. Lito Concepcion of Zamboanga City. And these are the number of cases that we have and the different ages. And in the second, this is just to show us that those who had the measles are those who did not have the measles vaccine. So these are the evidences why we have the outbreak. And of course, this is the eligible population, 121,000, but only 17 per thousand were given. And of course, percent accomplished was just 14%. Well, we cannot rest. That's the reason why these are the evidences why we should immunize. And in fact, this they had to share with the community. And here, Dr. Lito Concepcion sits with the Chief President of the Zamboanga City Medical Center to discuss efforts to rally behind and immunize the community. Because we know that to be successful, we have to immunize at 95%. And of course, because that's the only way we can prevent the transmission. And with that, we will have a strong herd immunity. Otherwise, if we have, then there will be a shift in terms of the measles cases. We will find ourselves, the adults or the senior citizens, unless they have the natural immunity, But again, some of us are already seniors and did not have, but just to the immunization. So it's very important that we have to do this. So immunize, MCV1 should be 95%, MCV2 should also be 95%. In 1996, no less, the countries from South America were already coming to the Philippines to tell us that we should join them in measles elimination. I knew that it was true because at the time, PPS president was Dr. Mary Chua, and we had a chance of discussing how. But at the time, other countries also in Latin America were still having their problems. But the indicators were already there. The secret of eliminating measles was already there, and they had just to do it. Of course, it was painful, but again, after eliminating polio, they already have eliminated measles. So the first region in the world that is measles-free is the PAHO, or the Pan-American Health Organization, which is North America, Central America, and South America. We hope to be next. According to Dr. Rose Cofedi, we have a lot of countries already, except that huli po tayo. Nahuli po tayo. Sana po hindi. In 1996, we were supposed to be the leader in the region. That was the reason why they were here. But again, we did not take our assignment seriously. And so, we are reaping the consequences. So again, the secret, 95% MCV1, 95% MCV2. And we have to be faithful to that. Just like other countries, Fiji is already measles-free.